So for my Digging Deeper assignment, I decided to explore Minecraft. I had heard a lot about it from a lot of different people, my husband and students in my classes, and especially teachers working with gifted students. And that's an area that's really interesting to me. So I wanted to look at maybe some of the uses I could come up with and see some of the things that other teachers were doing with Minecraft, and also just to understand what it is that students really enjoy about this game. I played in creative mode with the peaceful setting and a flat world, which is basically the most simple thing that I could find. So when I first started the game, I saw the pieces that I had, and my first thought was to build a castle. So this is basically the outline of my castle shape from the inside. And I just started. I built my towers here with the staircases so that you could go up. Later I learned though that in creative mode you can actually fly. So that made the process a lot easier. But here is my tower. And from here you can see sort of the other things that I've done in the game. So when I was starting this project, I built my castle, and I was thinking of why that would be a helpful thing in the classroom. And I immediately went back to my grade 4 class, where we had to build model castles, and I built mine out of a cardboard box, an apple juice container, and some egg cartons. And I was particularly proud of the toothpick drawbridge that I made. But I think that this is also a really cool option for that sort of game, or for that sort of project. Why not do it in the game? I mean, you can collect livestock, you can see my cows and my pigs and all that sort of thing. You can ride the horses if you want, put armor on them, any of that sort of thing. I'll explain what the red thing is there in a moment. And yeah, so I figured it could be a really cool option for that, and then later on I heard that there are some teachers who actually do make that an option, so that was really cool. Over here we have the church, and from this there's another really interesting idea that I had thought of as I was building it. See, when I was making it, I was strategically choosing certain things in certain colors. I chose purple for the royalty of Christ, and white for his holiness and his perfection. The red is for blood and for the humanity of Christ. And so there's some really interesting things that could happen here, and I figured that could be a really cool application in an art class when you're learning about colors and which colors create certain emotions. Why not find a way of using Minecraft in that? And it could be something like looking historically how was stained glass used, and building a stained glass wall in Minecraft or something like that. It didn't take a lot of time to do, but I think it still looks pretty impressive. There's something else in here that I want to show you. I think I keep it in this one. Nope. It's in this box. And that is the book. So I'm gonna just bring that down here to equip that. And this is really cool because as I was going through, I was able to kind of journal and keep track of the steps that I took in making my castle and all of the different things that are part of my castle. And I think that this is really helpful for students too. If we had them playing in creative, they can have access to a journal, as many of them as they need, and they can keep track of the process and use reflection as a part of this process too. So I think that the journal is something that does have a lot of potential in Minecraft from an educational perspective, and that hadn't been something that I had heard of. But finding it, I think that, it could be really helpful for having students keep track of the problems they encounter as they're building things. I also heard a young boy who really loves Minecraft say that his least favorite subjects in school were math and French, which breaks my heart because I am a math-French double major. So in this chest, there's another notebook, but this one has directions in it. Oops. And they're directions in French. and the directions are to the maze in the bottom. So if we look at those directions, it says droite en bas des escaliers. So that's saying to go right at the bottom of the stairs. So here we are. And then it says droite encore, which means right again. We get here. And then it says gauche et gauche, left and left. So we go left, forward, and we're going to go left. And then it says droite et droite, right and right. So we could go right and right. And if you follow all of those directions, I have to remember which way to go. Nope. See, this is the wrong way. If you follow all of those directions, you will end up coming, again it's a little laggy right now, to this point in the maze where I could put some sort of treasure in there or have a notebook in there for students to record the names of those who successfully make it there. So I think this is pretty cool. I mean, for something like this, you'd have to figure out how to host it on a server that all of your students could access. But I think that there's potential there for using French in the classroom and using Minecraft as a way of practicing that for some basic vocabulary, of course. So that was something that was really neat and was inspired by a student. Now, up here we have another feature of my castle. This red here is the redstone that I used. It goes underground. And this switch controls the door. So I'm not sure if you saw that there. Now it's open. Come here, click the switch, and it's closed. So in creative mode, this doesn't serve much of a purpose because I don't have any monsters, but in Minecraft, this is the kind of thing that you could make to protect yourself from monsters. But it's pretty cool, one, because it's hidden here, you can't see it. And also, doing something like this definitely has applications in making simple machines and things of that sort. And here again, we have my pseudo drawbridge. It's not quite a drawbridge, but it's a bridge that folds out. And you can see how that gets me across my moat. And now as the sun sets, I'll just fly up again so you can see my castle once again. And I think that for me that was the most evident application, but there are definitely lots of others. I've seen teachers basically using the Minecraft bricks as interlocking cubes in math class. So in place of actual hands-on manipulatives, you can go the digital route and use a sort of digital manipulative. And for some students, I'm sure that makes a lot of sense because they are a lot more common or a lot more familiar with something like this. Personally, I think I probably still prefer Lego, simply because you can make real tangible things with it. Minecraft is digital. The chairs that I make, I can't actually sit on, whereas I've been to Lego museums where you can sit on the chairs, and things like that. So, yeah, there's just a lot of really cool things that you can do here, and I've heard of so many teachers using Minecraft for so many different things. I do think that there's a lot of potential, but there are some things that I would be concerned about. I'll talk about those while I sleep. So I'd be concerned about students not actually coming up with creative ideas themselves. I think that a lot of them would, but I also know that there are a lot of online tutorials that can show you exactly how to make something, which can be helpful, and it does show good resourcefulness. But I'd want my students to be sure that the creative ideas are coming from their minds. For instance, for my drawbridge up there, I didn't come up with that design. This design was basically something that somebody else had made. On YouTube, I watched a video, and they showed you how to use the redstone to make those pistons push out to make your bridge. I mean, I made the enclosure for it, and I did actually construct this by myself, but I'm definitely concerned that students would take advantage of the resources that are there on the internet. So that's one concern that I have. The other concern is just that I'm not sure how practical Minecraft is for the classroom, given that you do have to pay to run the program, you have to download it, and you have to have an account. You know, if your computer is really laggy, it can be really painful. And, you know, not every child in your class is going to have access to this. So I'm not sure that it's something that you could make mandatory in the classroom. But, I mean, why not make it an option? If it's something that students are enjoying doing, for creative aspects of projects, why not? If students want to use it, like the interlocking cubes, I think that's a great suggestion that more teachers should make. On a final note, before I finished this project, I also wanted to experience Minecraft the way that students do, which is playing survival mode. So I did play survival mode, and I found it really scary, actually. I'm not going to lie. There are a lot of monsters, and I can easily see how students would really enjoy that game. The ability to build things and have real-life pressures of running out of health and, you know, needing to find food, of growing wheat so that you can make things. You need to collect different materials to put them together to make things. That's not an aspect of the game that you need to do in creative mode. But I think that it is really interesting, and I can see how students would love it. And I think that as a teacher, Minecraft is the kind of game that I would probably encourage children, once they're mature enough for it, to play, because it does develop a lot of the skills I'd want to see in my students. You have to be creative. There's not much fun in the game if you're not going to be creatively trying to build your own thing. You have to be resourceful. You have to find the resources that you need and put them together to make the things that you want to make. And you have to, you just have to learn some of those skills. So, I think that Minecraft is a pretty cool game, and I hope to continue playing it, simply because it is fun at the end of the day. And I hope that my students would enjoy doing something fun as well. So, thank you for the opportunity to do this. I'm very thankful that I was able to do this and call it school. Have a good day.